Hey guys, Brian Searle here. I am in Montpellier, France, and we are at the SETT conference. For those of you who hadn't heard of this, and I hadn't before I came here, this is the largest camping conference, maybe in all of Europe, that's devoted to outdoor hospitality professionals. And it's been going for about 50 years. It started as a small kind of gathering, kind of like our state associations did, or our provincial associations in Canada, with 40, 50 people just gathering in a small room. And over time, it's kind of grown into what you're seeing behind me. So there's no way during the course of this video I'm going to be able to show you the scope and scale and size of this conference. I'm in one building here. You can see some of the accommodations behind me. We'll talk about those in a second. But there are literally 4 buildings that are labeled B, and there are 6 buildings that are labeled A. There are 730 exhibitors here. Over 18,000 people attend this event now, and they are just starting this year to rebrand it and open it up to the rest of Europe. So you can see that the potential here to grow this into something even bigger is very easily there. They have people from Italy and Portugal coming from some of the northern countries now, and they're all here as outdoor hospitality professionals. This is all encompassing of what you guys, or many people in the world, would call glamping. They call some of these accommodations mobile homes, but all encompassing of those of campsites and everything else. But I think what's different here is there's a lot of things different here, right? But from an exhibition standpoint, you can kind of see behind me as we walk, they have the traditional things you would expect to see at an OHI or a KOA show. They have the bell tents, the yurts, the pods that you would put up, the single-size pods, some of the regular cabin rentals that we would see. They have some of the more unique accommodations from different vendors, obviously, with some different layouts that you would see at the glamping show in Colorado. But I think there's more accommodations here at this show than the glamping show in Colorado. And so it's really interesting to see how many people just come here and show off their different wares, and the fact that it's just attracting the sheer number of people that it's attracting to this show. It's kind of unbelievable. So we'll walk outside here. You'll start to see the scope and scale of this building behind me as we get further away, but right in front of me is just another building we're going to walk into. We're actually walking through like a food truck area with some places outside where people can come eat. There's a full-service restaurant in here that we sat down and had lunch at earlier, and it's just again, the scale and size. You can see the one building behind me. There's 6 buildings. Sorry, no, there's 10 buildings that are that big here. And so we're walking through another hall now here. They're all separated, so the cabin accommodation providers are in some, equipment services are in others. There's wellness and pool in one of them. I don't have them all memorized. But just one of the things that really struck me, we're going to walk by their booth here in a second, is that they're American global companies that are here too. We're walking by on the left-hand side in red chairs, Milwaukee's booth, who you all know for their tools. They're here, and as I started to see Milwaukee's booth and some of the other players that were available here, it really struck me how we're missing some of the things that maybe campground owners, that campground owners for sure could use and be able to see at their properties, right? Like, there are so many things, so many great vendors and so many great experiences that we get at OHI, but we're missing the smaller things, right? Like the Milwaukee drill companies. There's washer and dryer companies here. There are people who are selling chairs and furniture and plates and decor for the insides of your homes. Everything that you would need to furnish out a cabin is pretty much thought here. We're walking by like some air conditioners and air filters right now in front of me. And so just as you are a campground owner and you're looking at how do I add glamping, or how do I add accommodations to my RV park, or whatever else, these are different things that probably should be present at OHI, and I'm honestly not sure why they aren't, because the audience for sure is there, but they're not for whatever reason. And so these are things that, yes, you can come to OHI, you can see a lot of good vendors, you can get a lot of good quotes and information and purchase some great products, but a lot of what you're missing to fill out the inside of that cabin is not there as well. One of the other things that I've noticed too here, I wish this was in real person, they don't have a full-size water slide set up here, but one of the things that I really have noticed as we walk through here too, is some of the accommodations are really, and maybe I guess some of all the things we're talking about, right? The chairs and the dining and all the things, it really is focused more on experience. And we talk a lot about this, I talk a lot about this through some of my videos and posts about how that guest experience is so important. So we're in a third building now, kind of connected indoors. You see behind me some, gear wear, shirt providers, whatever the word is, escapes me right now, right? And then we're kind of going down into more of the traditional booths here with services and things like that. Everything behind me is in French, you can see. Some of it I can read with a translator, but some of the same types of services you would see, but there's so much of a focus here, it feels like, on the experience, right? And so as you walk and look at some of these cabin providers, you can see that the way they open up, the way that when you walk in them, they've got kitchen tables and they've got not even just decor, but features of the accommodations that would lead the guests to believe that they're home in a way that what you see in North America doesn't really make them feel. And I'm not saying that the cabin providers there aren't capable of doing that. I'm saying it feels like there's perhaps not as much demand in North America for that type of experience. And so then if there's no demand or very little demand, the cabin providers aren't going to make a product that meets that expectation. But we saw a company, I think it was called Lunapod, and we'll, like everything I'm talking about here, we'll have lots of articles on in Modern Campground. I've got lots of photos. We've got lots of contacts here, business cards that we're going to do follow-up articles about and all kinds of things, and many of them are only in France. But the idea here is we really want to be able to show the industry in North America all the different things that really both could be at an expo and that are possible to deliver a better experience. But Lunapod is a company that has, she told me the backstory. I've talked to so many vendors today. That for sure will be an article about it, we'll talk about it more, but has a circular kind of pod cabin, and the doors open 150 degrees, glass doors that automatically open, and the whole entire bedroom is exposed to nature. You can step right out into the lawn, and just those kinds of things I think are just missing. Like we want to connect people to nature, and we do successfully do that in many cases. But the thoughtful design of some of these cabins, I saw a cabin with like a bar counter, where like it's just a one bedroom cabin, kind of the old style, if you will, the old style, original OG glamping. And they had just a bar counter that went from inside to outside. And so just the ability for that to open up the living room instead of just having a door there with a porch where you can sit, where you can eat meals together, where you can have all that stuff happening. It's really interesting. You can see behind me some of these intricately carved chairs. We'll try to see if I can move this behind me a little bit, right? Some of these carved chairs, some of these really unique things that just help your glamp site really stand out, stand apart, all that kind of stuff is really interesting to see. So I could probably talk for quite a bit of while on some of this different stuff, but I think that's my early takeaways. It's day one. We still have some sessions to attend. I've still got to interview conference directors, people from the different associations, learn more about how everything works here. But so far, this is just an absolutely huge conference. And I would say those are my two big takeaways, that I've seen a lot of accommodations that really focus on the guest experience, thoughtful pieces in design that really take that into consideration. And then all the little vendors, and they're not little vendors, they're big companies, right? That are here exhibiting that really are stuff that you guys as owners need to source, that I think probably you end up just going online and finding good vendors, or talking to Facebook groups or things like that, or going to Walmart, and there are just so many local vendors who make so many great products, and we know that these exist in the United States and Canada too, and I think our focus should be more on getting some of these players into places where they can sell to campground owners, because we have a lot of buying power. We're very important, we're very interesting, and we have a lot of purchasing power. And I'm not sure why that they're not coming to the conferences as they are now. But anyway, that's my takeaway. Really hope you guys enjoy the video. Got some insight into the French camping outdoor hospitality industry. But again, this place is massive, 18,000 people. We'll probably do another video. But thanks guys for watching. We'll see you.